Welcome, Leo. This is your weekly Taroscope reading for October the 12th through to the 18th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. And thank you so much. Let me take a moment, please, to thank you for all the support through your likes, your shares, your favorites, through subscribing, through the love, through the support that you send me each and every day. Thank you truly for it all. You guys rock. Now, let's get to the cards here because we start with the Six of Swords. So this tells me that some of you are traveling or thinking of traveling, travel plans. It's probably more predominant for more of you because it is the overall card. But I'm still going to read this as you moving forward on your path. Now, I see this more, these cards, if I just had to, just come up with a really fast explanation of the cards laid before me, I would have to say this has more to do with your emotional relationships and how you handle relationships, what you're doing within relationships, how you're, the anxiety of relationships, how you make a stand within relationships. And it's not always, I'm thinking home, but home isn't always what we think of as home. Home could very well be the work area, especially if you go to work and you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week with the same people. Okay, that's kind of like your work family, and it's your home away from home. Or if you spend a lot of time within your community, that could be your home away from home. So it could be those people in your life that are affected. It really depends on your lifestyle and where you are spending a lot of your times and where you are having maybe, I would have to say, to a point, issues within relationships. Now, let's not get too far ahead here. We have the Six of Swords, and this is all about moving forward. We do have somebody in that boat. So, it's your empowerment, it's your strength that actually determines how this relationship is going to move forward. It's based on your wisdom. And it's based on how much work and effort you want to give the relationship. So don't be thinking, especially if you are not in a relationship, don't be thinking that this reading does not apply to you, because you need to look at relationships besides that soulmate or that life partner or your lover. You need to look at the children in your life or your co-workers or people within the community or your neighborhood, okay, or people within the extended family or within the home. It might be your children or grandparents. And I think that each and every one of you will be looking at your relationships in a certain way. I do believe that whatever the relationships are that you are looking at the most is the ones that bring you the most anxiety. Where there is struggle, where there is, I hear, confusion and chaos. It could just be that you are at different ends of the spectrum in coming to a decision about something, agreeing on something. It could be more in a team spirit even, where you are on a team in order to make things happen, and people are going against you, or they're not hearing what you're saying, or they're not, but there's worry and there's concern about this relationship, or it could be several relationships. And maybe this week you are looking at your emotional connection to several people in your life, many key players in your life. Who holds the importance? Because it is with the Death card here. So this is, if you meditate on it, if you pray on it, if you are willing to do the work, Follow through to the compromises. You know, this might be where you really need to look at yourself within the relationship and maybe seeing where you drop the ball and being honest with yourself about where you drop the ball or where you don't give it all or where you kind of pull back when you don't really need to, but you do anyways. And then this card is the Seven of Wands, which is another travel card, by the way. So, but this is really just before you are ready to go forward within relationships. It's you stating your mind. It's you speaking your mind. It's you making a declaration or a strength about who you are within the relationship, or who you want to be within the relationship, or what you want the relationship to manifest into. Because you are really making a statement about your happily ever after. About how the two of you go forward. About the strength that the two of you bring together. I mean, this is your happily ever after, and this is you making a stand on saying, you know, this is what I want. This is the kind of joy and happiness I want to have in my life. And I know it's going to take work on both sides. I know it's going to take dedication. I know it's going to take compromise, but we really need to understand what we want the end result to be. We have the Empress here, and she's all about new beginnings, birth. And it's with the Knight of Cups, which is love, passion. So now if you're really not looking at your relationships, and I highly doubt that there's very many of you out there that are not looking at least one relationship in your life where you really feel like it could be stronger, it could be more full of vitality, it could be more of a win-win situation. And where there might be stress and where there might be confusion, I hear chaos. And making a stand and having those hard conversations, and it might be hard conversations with yourself first, in order to understand where you are not giving when you should be, or where you are not taking. Sometimes we don't take in a relationship. Sometimes we are so giving that we forget to take back. And then we kind of get this anger inside of us that they're never giving. But when they give, we don't take, so they stop giving, and then we're angry about that. So, you know, we really have to look at what makes us tick within relationships and what triggers us into certain emotional responses and why we do that. Because it's really about your happily ever after. It's really about taking that relationship to the next level, or to the end of times, or really being a strength for each other and an empowerment for each other, whether or not it's a work relationship or the relationship that you are in intimately. Now, if it is career, because I always associate this is your knight in shining armor, he is also the one that is your passions and your dreams and your joys. And since we have the happily ever after and you making a stand here, it could very well be about the anxieties of work, maybe a business. So I would have to say to use the energy of the Empress. Okay, the Empress is such a beautiful energy because she is the Empress, and the Emperor are stronger than any king or queen in the deck, because it's the king and the queens that rule each kingdom. But it is the Emperor and the Empress that oversees all the kingdoms, and the kings and queens come and have court with the Empress, with the Emperor too. This is from the heart. This is with love. but it's you that makes the decisions and going forward. It's you that has the creative energy. It's you that has the say at the end of the day. So if you are looking at dreams and your passions in what you want to create and what you want to manifest, then please be the Empress, okay? Make sure that your decisions are well thought out, and make sure that they come from a place of love. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.